All of you are aware about this cycle, that whatever I'm displaying, because in the last class I discussed about this. Okay, one yes. What about others? Can you quickly verify all of it? Just yes or no? Okay, I assume then most of you already attended. Okay. So this was the DevOps cycle that we discussed in the last class. Okay, where we saw that as an IT company perspective, what are the things they have to do to launch their application in the market. Okay, and we came up these things that what they do is they do the proper planning. Okay, what type of the application they are going to build, everything. Then developers write the code, then the build team try to merge all the code files together and change it to the machine language, right? Then they will test the code, that whether the code is working perfectly fine or not. If everything is good, then they will do the release of the application. Okay, and they will send this code to the operation team, where the deployment team will deploy the code, operating will make the operation easier. Okay, and then the monitor team will keep monitoring the application. So these all are the flow that we saw. And after that, said you also that we are going to start our lectures in the three parts. Okay, first will be the Linux, second will be the AWS, okay, and third will be the DevOps part. Okay, so the first thing will be going to start a Linux. Okay, again, all these things like this DevOps cycle will be becoming more clear as we are going to ahead in this training. Okay, one by one. So let's just start with the Linux. Linux is the basic part, okay, to do the entire understanding. So again, if somebody is not from the technical background, don't worry. Okay, everything will be taking it from scratch. Okay, but just the only one thing you have to do is, okay, be interactive in the class. Whatever I am asking, okay, just try to respond at least in the chat, everybody. Okay, if you'll be able to do that and you are understanding even 10 to 20% of the content whatever I'm explaining speaking in the class, okay, that will be more than enough, okay, to learn entire Linux everything. So let's start the Linux. Okay, before that, anybody have any question in mind? So you can type it or you can ask it, else we'll start with the Linux. Okay, okay, great. So let's start. Anybody here who already worked with the Linux anytime, or have you heard about the word Linux before also? No, no. Okay, most of you are then totally new. Okay, okay, then I assume everybody is okay. One person knew about it. Okay, and others are no. Okay, okay, great, no issue. So the people who don't know, okay, like the Linux, they are hearing it first time. Okay, so for all of you, that these are the four questions. Okay, these are the four questions I written here. Okay, forget about all the previous knowledge, whatever you have about the Linux. Okay, if you have, good. If you don't have, let's forget about all these things. Okay, and just focus on these four questions now. Okay, the first question is, have you ever used an Android smartphone? Okay, just a normal question. That have you ever used an Android smartphone? Like simple yes or no. That's it. See, all of you are giving the yes. Okay. Then second thing, have you ever used an ATM machines? ATM machines to withdraw the money, everything. Right? Yes. Again, everything. Yes. Right. Now the third thing. Let's see how many of you access the modern internet. All of you know the definition of modern internet. Like anybody can tell. Like what do you understand by the modern internet? Anybody? No. So modern internet is basically the fiber broadband, right? Whatever we are getting in our home, there is a ONU device, there is a router device, right? And we connect to the internet with using the Wi-Fi, everything, and internet comes using the fiber cable. So this considered as a modern internet. So if you ever access the internet using the modern internet, that means router connection, everything. That means yes is for the third answer also. Okay. Now the fourth thing is, have you ever saw a person or have you ever used a Linux based operating system like Ubuntu, Fedora, Red Hat Linux? Right? Have you ever heard about this type of the name? Ubuntu, Fedora, Linux Mint, Red Hat Linux, Kali Linux. Okay, some people know, some people yes. Okay. So at least two to three answers are yes for all of you, right? That starting three, most of you given the yes answer. For fourth question, somebody is little bit, I don't know, hearing it about first time. Okay. So good. So let's give you the answer now. Okay. That if you have ever used any of these four things, right? That means you already interacted with the Linux kernel. Okay. That means you are not new to the Linux. You are already using it. Getting it? If you are already using an Android smartphone or if you are accessing the modern internet, that means you are already working with the Linux kernel on day-to-day basis. Okay. So you don't have to even think of that it is totally new. We are not know how to use it because you are already using it. You are already interacting with the Linux kernel. How? So your Android smartphone is based on the Linux kernel only. Okay. Similarly, your modern internet. Okay. How I am saying that modern internet is based on the Linux kernel. So how many of you know that router comes with the RAM? RAM all know, right? What is RAM? Like our laptop have some RAM, right? Our mobile phone have some RAM, 4 GB RAM, 8 GB RAM, 16 GB RAM. So do you know that router also have the RAM? No. Okay. What about others? Anybody here who know that router is also having RAM and CPU? No. Then most of you don't know. Okay. So normal router, whatever the router we buy, right, from the market, they comes with the RAM, they come up with the CPU, they come up with the storage also. Okay. And you know that if some technical device, okay, if some technical device is coming with the RAM, CPU, storage, so on top of that, definitely operating system will be there. Okay. OS, operating system, all of you know, right? That Mac operating system, Windows operating system, right? Android operating system. So this all comes under the operating system. So can you tell me that any device is present in the world, okay, which is having the RAM, which is having the CPU, which is having the storage inside that, and they are not coming with the operating system? It is not, right? Like your mobile have the RAM, CPU, everything. They comes up with an operating system. Your laptop, RAM, CPU, they comes up with an operating system. Even your smart TV, like all the smart TV started to come up with the 2 GB RAM, 4 GB RAM, all the 4K TV we see in the market, right? So that is also coming with the operating system, either Tizen OS, Android TV, right? Google OS, right? There are so many operating system are present for that also. That means as RAM and CPU storage, everything is going to present, there will be definitely operating system will be there. Okay, and once I told you that router have the RAM CPU, let me prove you also that router comes with the RAM CPU. So let's just open a window and just try to type here. First, let me go to the google.com. So if we'll go in any of the router specifications, like let me go with any of the router, let me just, okay, let's go with this. This is a normal router, right? Anybody can see it in your home, right? In this router, are they saying something that they are using some processor? Are they are saying something that they are using some ROM, they are using some internal memory, right? That means they are using this. And this is a minimal laptop router, right? Having very less specification. If we'll go little bit good router, like 4 antenna router or something, okay, like router specification. Let's go with some D-Link router, okay. uh, little bit heavy router basically. So see, we'll get little bit more good configuration here. So let me just show you. So this router, okay, this router comes with the, where is the, specification. Okay, see RAM 128 MB RAM. All of you seeing this? This means it is coming with RAM, it is coming with a storage, okay, it is coming with some CPU, okay, and if it is coming like this, okay, that means they will definitely come up with an operating system, okay. And are the router is running on the Windows operating system or Mac OS operating system? No, it is running on a operating system which is based on the Linux. So basically we say that Linux based operating system. Okay, they don't come up with the Windows or the Mac OS or something, because we know that Windows designed their operating system just for the laptop, right? Similarly, Mac OS also designed their operating system just for the MacBook, right? You cannot access that it for some another devices. Either you can go with the MacBook, okay, or you can use the Apple devices like that only, in which they come up with the Mac OS. That's it. Okay. If we are going to buy any other company's laptop, okay, in that case, Mac OS will be not come. Similarly, whatever the router we are buying, all the router are using some Linux based operating system only. Okay. Why we are not saying that they are using the Linux operating system? Why I am always saying that Linux based operating system? This you will be able to know in some time. So once we got to know that all these things comes with the Linux based operating system and they are already using the Linux kernel. Okay. So now some of you will be thinking, then what is the Linux kernel? Okay. Why we are discussing the Linux kernel? Why not Linux operating system? Okay. So the answer is that if you are thinking that Linux is an operating system, okay, so you are totally wrong. This is not correct. Linux is never an operating system. Okay. On daily day-to-day communication, people say that Linux is an operating system or I am using Linux operating system in my laptop. Okay. So that if you are saying also, nobody is going to say you that you are saying it wrong or something. Okay. But you have to think that Linux is not an operating system. Okay. Linux is just a kernel. Now, what is the kernel here? Okay, so again, most of you thinking that what is the kernel? Why we are hearing this word first time? So to understand the kernel, you have to understand how your laptop works. Okay, so like if we go 10 years back in our days, right, when we started to learn the computer, okay, the first time you heard about the laptop, when first time you are reading about computer, so you started with the laptop comes with the two component. One is the hardware component and one is the software component. Okay, so we have to start to understand from here only to understand what is the kernel. Okay, so once you got to know that your laptop comes with the two component, one is the hardware component, second is the software component. Okay, what are the hardware component of laptop? RAM, hard disk, CPU, all these things. Okay, second is the software component, in which operating system comes, all the applications like calculator, everything, Google Chrome. Okay, all these things comes under the software segment. Okay. So now if I'm going to say you that you have to create a new laptop or you are going to build a new laptop for your college project or something. Okay. So do you face any problem in buying the RAM, hard disk, CPU for your laptop? It is just like you are going to create a new laptop. You are going to build a new laptop for yourself. Okay. You are not going to buy the laptop from the market. Okay. So what you have to do is you have to buy the component. You will be buying the RAM, you will be buying the motherboard, you will be buying the hard disk, you will be buying the CPU, all these components you will be buying, right? So this component you can easily find it from the market. There will be no any issue, right? Any hardware shop you are going, right? You will see that, okay, RAM, you have to buy, okay, pay me this much amount, you will be able to get this RAM. If you want graphics card, pay me this much amount, you will get the graphics card like that. Okay. Now let's come to the software part. Do you require anything to pay the money to use the Google Chrome software? No, anybody can go to the internet and they can download the Google Chrome, they can download the Firefox, they can download some calculator application. So there is no problem in this also. Okay, the problem is with the operating system. Okay, can we directly go and download the operating system from the internet? Just think like this. We created a new laptop. Okay. In this laptop, currently there is no operating system is there. Only hardware component is there. Okay. So from this laptop, okay, whatever the new laptop we are in the process of building, will I able to go to the browser and will be able to download the Windows operating system or something? No. Because currently there is no operating system, so you cannot do anything in your laptop. Okay. And this Windows operating system, everything is not freely available also. Okay. All of you know, right, that Windows operating system comes with proper licensing. All of you are aware about that. That for using the Windows operating system, we require a proper license, right? Okay. So that means Windows, or basically the Microsoft company, okay, whose product is the Windows operating system, okay, they are selling this, okay, on the license basis, that you have to pay the license fee. They will give you a product key, okay. That key you will enter in your laptop, then only your laptop Windows operating system will become the genuine, okay, else it will not become the genuine. So well and good, we got the operating system also. That means we have to pay a little bit amount, okay, and we have to get the Windows operating system. But now the question is how a laptop is communicating. Okay, do you think that when you are doing the double click, like let me just close this Google Chrome and let me just open it again. I'm just clicking on Google Chrome. Google Chrome is opening. Okay. As soon as I will close, Google Chrome will close. Again, I will click on open, Google Chrome is opening. But do you think that it is so fast that I'm just clicking on Google Chrome and Google Chrome is opening? In the backend, nothing is happening. So let me show you what is happening in the backend now. Let's open the task manager, okay, to do the practical. Open the task manager like this. Okay, so this is my task manager. Okay, currently what is the RAM usage? 8.2 GB. Okay, you're saying that currently I'm using 8.2 GB RAM of my laptop. Okay, so as soon as I'm going to click on Google Chrome, what is happening? I opened the Google Chrome. Previous RAM utilization is 8.2 GB. What is the RAM utilization now? 8.5 GB. That means 300 MB of resource is taken by the Google Chrome. As soon as I'm closing this, that 300 MB resource should come back here, right? Because this is getting used by the Google Chrome. And if I'm not using Google Chrome, that resource should come back. So I'm just closing this Google Chrome. See, it again become 8.2 GB. Again, I'm clicking on Google Chrome. Google Chrome opened. Again, the size become 8.5 GB. Again, I'm closing this. Again it's becoming 8.2 GB. That means as soon as I am clicking on this, they are taking the RAM. Is this thing getting clear? That with any software, whatever you are opening in your laptop, they will require some part of your RAM to open, else it will not open. Any confusion in this? Anybody? Okay. So once this is clear that any of software you are going to run in your laptop, they will require some part of the RAM. Okay. So now when you are clicking on the Google Chrome, okay, they will require some hardware requirement. Okay, basically they are dependent on the hardware, RAM, hard disk, CPU. Okay. So now the question is, whenever you try to download some software or when you are trying to download some game from a particular website, have you seen this type of the things on that website? That they are saying for this game, this is the requirement. You should have 4-core CPU, 8 GB RAM, 2 GB graphics card. Then only this game will run. Anybody here who did not see this type of the requirement anytime? If no, then let me just quickly show you. Just you have to search for Minikube, download. This is just a normal software. If I'm clicking on this, so see, they are saying that if you want to download this Minikube software, you should have 2 CPU in your laptop, 2 GB RAM you should have, 20 GB of hard disk you should have, proper internet connection should be there. Then only this software is going to, you'll be able to install. Okay. That means these all are the requirement. If your laptop does not have 2 GB RAM, it is not going to run. Right. Similarly, if the Google Chrome requirement is 300 MB RAM, okay, and in my laptop 300 MB RAM is not available for now, so this Google Chrome is never going to run. It will crash. Okay. So once you got that, all the software comes with some type of the hardware requirement, and if the hardware requirement is satisfied, then only your software is running. This software is not going to get the hardware requirement, they will not run. Okay, that's why sometimes what happens, you are saying that exactly same game is getting somebody is able to play in their device, but you are not able to play in your device because your device does not have that particular hardware configuration. You don't have that much RAM available in your laptop. You don't have that much RAM available in your mobile phone. Now the question is the Google Chrome is so intelligent Okay, that they can directly go to our RAM and they can ask that, can you provide me 300 MB RAM? And this RAM will provide the RAM, 300 MB RAM to the Google Chrome, and Google Chrome will use it and they will automatically open. Okay, is the Google Chrome so intelligent? So no, Google Chrome does not know how to communicate with the RAM. Okay, why they don't know how to communicate with the RAM? So most of you have heard about that laptop only understands 0 and 1. All of you know that laptop only understands 0 and 1. Have you ever heard about it? Or basically a normal computer understand only the zeros and 1. Have you heard about this statement any time? Or basically the binary code we are talking about, that laptop or computer only understand the binary code. Have you heard about it? Binary code is zeros and 1. That's it. Okay. So if laptop or computer is understanding only 0 and 1, okay, then how I'm able to type something here and they are able to understand and they are giving us some result? Okay, so basically the answer is your operating system. This is the Windows operating system. Currently I'm communicating with the operating system, right? So they know proper English, they know proper languages, right? So that's why they are giving us the output like that way. Okay, but your RAM, your hard disk, your CPU, all the hardware component of your laptop, okay, they only understand the binary code. You cannot communicate with your RAM in the normal English language, okay, because they don't know. Similarly, you cannot read the data from your hard disk in normal English language. No, you cannot do that. That means to communicate with the hardware, you will require the binary code, okay, or basically the binary language communication, and that Google Chrome is incapable of. They don't know how to communicate with the RAM or hard disk. Okay, so who is capable of doing that? Our Windows operating system. Okay, Windows operating system. And this Google Chrome is installed where? This Google Chrome is installed on top of Windows operating system. Like in my laptop there is a Windows operating system like this. Okay, on this Windows operating system I installed the Google Chrome software. Okay, so whenever I will click on this Google Chrome, this Google Chrome will say that I have this many requirements. Okay, and I will say to the Windows operating system that you have to provide me these requirements, then only I will be able to run, else I am going to crash. Okay, so once the Google Chrome will get the Google Chrome will send the requirement to the Windows operating system, and Windows operating system will get the requirement list. Okay, so again, is the Windows operating system is so intelligent that they can communicate with the RAM? So again, no. Windows operating system, whoever created the Windows operating system, they created a low-end software. Okay, this is just a normal software only. Okay, they created a software along with the Windows operating system, and that software name is Windows kernel. Okay, and this Windows kernel is capable of communicating with the RAM, hard disk, CPU. They designed in such a way that it is capable to communicate with the hardware devices. So now what will happen? Google Chrome will ask to the Windows operating system about the resource. Windows operating system is going to pass that information to the kernel. Okay, kernel is capable to communicate with the hardware resource. So they will say that I require 4-core CPU. Okay, and this hardware will check in his configuration that okay, I have the 8-core CPU present with me, and if somebody is asking with 4-core CPU, then I will be easily able to share with that. There will be no any problem, and they will share the resource. But if somebody is coming with the 12-core CPU and I have only 8-core CPU with me, will I able to share? No. In that case, hardware will say that I don't have the enough memory. Okay. But once the hardware will share that resource, that 4-core CPU or something, so that resource access will be provided to the kernel. Kernel is going to provide the resource access to the operating system. And once the operating system got the access of your hard disk, RAM, CPU, okay, then they will share it with the Google Chrome. And as soon as Google Chrome is getting that access of the RAM, CPU and hard disk from the Windows operating system, so as soon as we are clicking it, okay, they are opening. And that's why as soon as we are clicking on the task manager, we are seeing that 300 MB RAM is getting utilized. And as soon as we are shutting down the Google Chrome, this Google Chrome is sending operating system. Now I don't require the resource. So again, this Windows operating system is giving that resource back to the hardware resources. Okay, where they can save it again that resource for the future use case. Okay, so this is the flow. Is this flow is clear to anybody, or anybody have any confusion in this flow? You can just ask. Entire concept is clear up to here. If this concept is clear, then Linux kernel you will be understand in a fraction of second. Okay. Okay. So before starting this, I said you that your work is to buy a or to build a new laptop, right? In the starting only I said it. So hardware component, you can directly get it from the market. There is no problem in that. Okay. The problem is with the software. Now, Windows operating system, we cannot go with it because this is the licensing, right? And if I'm going to create my own laptop or something, Microsoft is not going to give the right to me, right? That you can sell the Windows operating system along with your laptop. They're not going to give me the right because that is not their policy. They comes up with the proper licensing model, proper license we have to apply. Then only we have a deal with the Microsoft. Then only I can use this operating system, right? And that is literally a hard work. Okay, only big companies are getting the deal with the Microsoft. You know that HP, Dell, all this company have the contract that they can sell their laptop with the Microsoft Windows operating system pre-installed. Okay, and if some laptop company they don't have the deal, right, so what they do is they go with the Linux based operating system. Okay, they share the Windows 1 2. See, kernel is just communicating with the hardware resource. Okay, I said you that this kernel is helping you to communicate with the hardware resource. That's it. So now we cannot use the Windows operating system. So we have to go with some different model, right? And when we'll go in the market and we'll try to find any another operating system other than the Windows, so there will be a Mac OS, okay? But again, the Mac OS comes with their own deal that you have to buy the Apple hardware, okay? Then only you can use the Mac OS on that. You cannot say that I am going to buy the Dell laptop and I want to use the Mac OS. That cannot be possible, right? You have to buy the Apple devices to use the Mac. So again, that is the problem. That another option is, okay, we can create our own operating system. Like I will write the code, I will design my own operating system. Okay, so again, designing an operating system is not a big deal. Okay, designing the kernel is the big deal actually. Okay, kernel, the resource that is capable to communicate with this hardware, this is a big deal. Okay, operating system, anybody with the knowledge of front end, how to design the website, okay, how to communicate with the back end, they will be easily able to design the operating system also. What all these things are there? This is just a proper icon, right? This type of the things we see it in the websites also. Whoever the front end engineer are working on, they can easily design this type of the things, this type of the logo, this type of the mouse cursor involvement, all these things we can do. The problem is to create the kernel. Okay. See, kernel is not exactly a source code. Okay. Source code is that entire code, right? Including your kernel plus operating system code. Okay. Kernel is just a low-end software, basically a basic software with just a basic thing. Okay. That is just helping us to communicate with the hardware component. That's it. Okay. And if you're going to say to the Microsoft, right, that I'm not going to use your Microsoft Windows operating system, but can you share me this kernel code with me? That how you design this kernel? Okay, can you share the code with me so I can design another kernel for my own purpose? So they are not going to share it with you, right? Because they are not selling this kernel separately also. Whenever you are downloading the Windows operating system, internally they combine the kernel code also. They don't share it separately. Okay. So to seeing all this problem, there is a person with the name called Linus Torvald. Okay, he is the founder and creator of the Linux. Okay, so he created the Linux. So basically, he created the Linux kernel code. Okay, he written the code, he designed the software that is able to communicate with the hardware resources. Okay, and he said it that I am going to make it free. That anybody in the world can use this code. Can anybody can use this software to communicate. You don't have to pay any license fee or something to me. It is totally free. Anybody can use it. You can edit the code, you can design the code for as per your use cases. Okay. So once this kernel become available, then the problem is solved. Previous problem was we can create the operating system, but we are not able to design our kernel everything. But now the kernel is available. That is totally free. Anybody can use it. No matter which company you are, you can use this kernel. This is open source software. Okay. So once this kernel is available, then another company from the market like Ubuntu, Red Hat, Linux Mint, Kali Linux, all these are the different company, right? This company said, now we can design our own operating system. Ubuntu said, I will design my own operating system with the name called Ubuntu operating system, and I will use the Linux kernel. Similarly, Red Hat said that I'm going to design my own operating system with the name called Red Hat Enterprise Linux. Okay, and I will also use the Linux kernel only in the backend. Okay, to communicate with the hardware resource. So whatever the Linux based operating system you are seeing, either the Ubuntu, Red Hat, Linux Mint, all are using the Linux kernel, okay, to communicate with the hardware. That's why these all operating system are known as the Linux based operating system. And that's why in the starting I said Linux is not an operating system. Linux is a kernel, okay, and whatever the operating system you are hearing about, Ubuntu, Fedora, Kali Linux, Parrot, all these are Linux-based operating system because they are using the Linux kernel. That is the definition. Okay, Linux-based operating system. So is this clear? Difference between the Linux kernel and Linux-based operating system, all of you? Okay. So if you now you are understanding the term that what is the Linux based operating system, everything. Now many of you will be thinking, right, that why a single Windows operating system is there. Okay, but why there are so many Linux based operating system are there? Why Ubuntu? Why Red Hat? Why Linux Mint? Right? Why not only one operating system? Okay, which is going to use the Linux kernel. So the answer is all these operating system comes for the different use case. Getting it? Like see, if you are going to buy the mobile phone from the market, right? So you can buy the mobile phone of any company, right? If you are buying the iPhone, that is another segment. Okay, let's come with the Android mobile phones, right? So in the Android mobile phones, we have different companies available in the market, right? Samsung is there, Vivo, Oppo, MI, right? XYZ companies are there. There are so many companies. Okay. Now, if you are buying the mobile phone of the Samsung, which is coming on the Android 14, okay, you are buying the mobile phone of some another company like Motorola or Oppo, like that, that is also coming with the Android 14. Okay, are you going to see the exactly same application installed by default in both the mobile phone? Yes or no? If it is coming with the same operating system, Android 14, okay, but different company mobile phone is there. Are you going to see the exactly same software pre-installed in both the company mobile phone? No, right? Because I don't know how many of you noticed, okay? Only the basic apps that comes with the Android that will be pre-installed in both the mobile phone, like Google Chrome, everything. Okay, but if we talk about the Samsung, Samsung will give you their own browser, Samsung Internet browser, right? Similarly, another company you are buying with the Oppo, Vivo, or some Motorola, right? They will give you their own browser with them, right? Similarly, their camera app will be totally different. Samsung camera app will be totally different. Okay, Samsung will give some pre-installed app of their own company. Okay, like Samsung Pay and then another Samsung related applications, right? They will give you like Samsung Flow. Similarly, Oppo or Vivo, this type of the company will giving their own softwares. Okay, whatever they design, and that will be pre-installed. So similarly, Ubuntu, Red Hat, Linux Mint, all are designed for different use cases. Okay, if somebody is familiar with the Windows operating system, okay, and they want to switch to a new operating system which will be totally free, they don't have to pay for that, go with the Ubuntu. Its looks and feels are similar to the Windows operating system. Okay, similarly, when you are working in a corporate company where you are working with the enterprise level software, okay, in that case you can go with the Red Hat because Red Hat created their Linux for the enterprise use case only. They comes with the high level security, everything. Okay, similarly, like if somebody is related to the hacking, okay, like if somebody is more interested to do the hacking related work, okay, so they can go with these two operating system. Either they can go with the Kali Linux, okay, either they can go with the Kali Linux. Why? Because when they will install the Kali Linux in their laptop, by default, okay, by default, they will get more than 300 plus software pre-installed that are meant for doing the hacking related work. Okay. So if you are more towards the digital forensic penetration testing, okay, hacking some data or something. So whatever the software you will require for that, doing that all that work, right? That will become pre-installed inside this Linux, either Kali Linux or Parrot Linux. Parrot Linux. Okay, both comes with that only. It is also based on the security, privacy, and development. Okay. In this also you'll be able to see all the softwares are pre-installed. Okay. But is that mean that whatever the hacking related activity we can do from the Kali Linux operating system or the Parrot operating system, will I not able to do with the Ubuntu operating system? Definitely will be able to do. Okay. You can install again the Samsung internet browser in another mobile phone also. That doesn't matter that Samsung mobile phone you are using or not. You can directly go to some third party website, and from there you can download the APK of the Samsung internet browser and you can use it. So similarly, here also I can manually download the 300 software, whatever they are giving it free here. Okay, that we can download it in the Ubuntu, and then I will be able to use the Ubuntu also to do the hacking related activity. But in Ubuntu, we have to manually download it. Okay, and in the Parrot OS or the Kali Linux, that is coming pre-default. Okay, like by default, they are coming with that installed. So that will be more easy, right? And that's why people use this type of the operating system as per their convenience. Okay, if they are more towards the hacking or forensics, they will go with the Kali Linux Parrot. Okay, if more they are in the college life, right? They require the student related software in installation, so they will go with the Linux main. Okay, if somebody don't want to switch from the Windows, still they are finding an alternative, go with the Ubuntu, right? So there are different options are there, and that is the one extra benefit of the Linux. Okay, so is this point clear that why Linux comes with the different flavors, or why so many different examples are there? Okay. But in case of the Windows, either you are a programmer, okay, either you are a student, either you are a gamer, you have only one option. You can go with the Microsoft Windows operating system. That's it. Okay. But in case of the Linux, we have the different flavors available. But no matter which operating system you are using, at last all of them are using the Linux kernel. Any confusion up to here? Okay. Okay. So till now we understand that a computer requires both software and hardware to do their work. Okay, and there is a software will require that will directly communicate with the hardware at low level, and that particular software or code we see it as a kernel. Okay, and what makes Linux special? So first, Linux is freely available, that is open source. Okay, we don't have to worry about anybody can see the code, how they written the code, anybody can change the code as per their use cases. It is free software, that means it is freely available. Okay, you don't have to pay anything. Third thing, it is faster. Okay, why it is faster? Because most of the things you will be doing it in the Linux machine, you will be doing it in the with the command line interface. That means by writing the code only. Okay, you will not see this type of the graphical user interface where you are seeing this type of the logo, everything. Okay, Linux will be mostly like this one, this type of the black and white terminal, where you will be writing some command and you will be getting some output in the black and white screen like this, something like this. Okay, so that's why if somebody is working in this type of the system where black and white things are there, okay, and they don't require any involvement of graphics, everything. So definitely that laptop will be faster, right? In which there is no graphics required, okay, because they will consume very less resources, okay, and that will be faster. Like just think like this. If we are going to download a video of 5 minutes and we are going to download the audio of 5 minutes, definitely the size of the video will be much larger, right? Exactly same thing if you are going with the graphics like Windows laptop or something. So it will be a little bit slower as compared to the Linux, which is directly coming with the black and white screen. Okay. And in the Windows, we say it as a command prompt. In Linux, we say it as a terminal. So again, all these things will be same. Okay. Linux also comes with the graphical user interface also. Okay. Like Ubuntu that comes with the graphical user interface also. Okay. Red Hat also comes with the graphical user interface. Kali Linux also comes with the graphical user interface. But there is a Linux called CentOS or Amazon Linux too. This all comes with the CLI. So we'll see one by one once we'll start to do the practical. Okay. And in the next class, I will show you how the Ubuntu operating system looks like. Okay, that also I will show you. And then we'll start with the further discussion. Okay, so today just a normal theoretical part. I cleared you the concept. Okay, that how actually the laptop works. Okay, and what actually the Linux is. Okay, and proper class of the Linux we'll try to understand it from the next class. Okay, about the terms, everything. Meanwhile, anybody have to ask anything? You can ask, else we'll conclude for today. Okay, we'll continue again tomorrow. So, any question coming in your mind regarding topic or any other thing? No. Okay, that's all from my side for today. Okay, we'll meet tomorrow and we'll continue again. Okay, thanks. Have a nice day. Can we root and change the software? Can you repeat like what you want to ask? Can we root and change the software? I'm not getting that. No, but what you were saying that I was not getting. Like, can you explain a little bit, like what you are trying to ask? You can unmute yourself also. There is no any issue.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I will do it.
Actually, in few mobile phones, I came to know that they are changing the software. That means Android to iOS by
Um,
routing, by routing it.
by routing, like what you want to do? You want to change the
I mean,
operating system of your laptop?
uh, yes. Can we do that to laptops also? Right?
Like, what do you want to change the software or you want to change the operating system?
Operating system.
Yeah, we can install the different operating system also. That is known as the dual boot. No? If you search about the dual boot, okay, then you'll get about that term. You can install parallelly multiple operating system in your laptop. Okay, like you can use the
So,
Windows also, you can use the Linux also.
as you told that you need licensing for to use that. No? So,
For Windows, you will
from the
require the
website,
licensing. See, for Windows, you require the licensing. For Ubuntu Red Hat installation, you don't require the license. They are totally free.
it's the same. Is the same case for the even mobile phones, or is it different?
See, mobile phones, Android mobile phones also comes with the Linux kernel only. And I said you that whatever the coming with the Linux kernel, they will be totally free, right? So in Android mobile phone also there is no proper licensing. We don't have to pay anything extra, right?
Yes, yes.
But in the Windows
Open
laptop
source.
we have to pay. Yeah, in the Windows laptop we have to pay for that. Okay, if you are not buying a laptop from a company which have a prior deal with the Microsoft, okay, then you will be definitely seeing that you are not getting the genuine Windows, and you have to go to the market and you have to buy the genuine Windows. Or have you ever done the setup of the desktop computer? Okay, like where you are buying the component of all the hardware from the different companies separately, and then you will try to create a desktop computer for your home. Okay, so you have to buy the Windows operating system key also to do the installation. Okay, so that is the thing.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, okay, thanks all of you, have a nice day.